let's take a look at the pebble. Plus wisdom, plus charisma. Doesn't help me right now, but it could in the future. What does this do? Plus intelligence. That actually does help me because it changes the modifier. Right, this the cost and spell slot requirement of sending has created many off-brand versions capable of short-distance messaging. During the Coast War, the Arcanist forces were often equipped with this so-called pebble, a stone capable of casting sending on any familiar target within a kilometer. Okay. I definitely want to keep Meek around. +1 strength doesn't do anything. This one gives me 2 different things. I mean, I guess I'll equip this one. This is close. Like, I might actually increase my wisdom on the next level up, maybe. So that would increase my modifier. Okay, let's close the inventory then. Of course, the next level up is still a long way away, don't get me wrong. Yeah, it's just the stuff we know about. That was the wrong button. Okay. And there is a way to go. Let's take a look where that leads. Near the water. Don't fall in again. Let's see. Let's take a look. Okay. That's just the door. Oh, big old crab, huh? Or lobster? Blue lobster jump scare? Da-da-da. Let's take a look. A regular non-giant crab. You spot a crab on the rock. It does a little shimmy. Yes, cleric, that is a crab. With those claws, that might sound like that seems like a recipe for disaster. I think crabs are very cool animals, but I don't really need to touch one that has claws that could pinch off my entire arm. Don't pet the crab. You make your choice and keep your fingers to yourself. The crab seems indifferent. Yeah, let's cast Speak with Animals. Your magic causes you to hear a tiny sound from the crab. A sound that turns into a squeaky voice. Hi there, big fellow. What's your name? I'm Criminity. Cool name. Thanks. What's it like being a crab? It's great. What do you like? What do you like about being a crab? It's great. Snip with your hands. He snips his pincers. A happy crab. Do you have any information for me? Oh, yes, I do. Did you know that there's an abundance of worms on the riverbank this time of year? There always is. It's causing me to gain a few pounds. The ladies will love it. You. That's it for now. An instant later, the crab's voice disappears. Hope you had a riveting convo. Now, can we go? Are you allowed to loiter here? It does not respond. What do you know about the tea shop? It snips with its pincers once. What's that, Krabby? Johnny Longneck blew up the tea shop? Damn, guess we'll have to find him. Johnny Longneck? Not again. Johnny Longneck, the pirate? The pirate? The one and only. Also, I'm joking. Please do not take this seriously. We're not going into the Retian wastes to seek out Johnny Longneck's crash site. Spoil sport. What are you voting in the election? It makes no noise in reply to your question. Citizen? Shame that we can't ask it those questions with Speak with Animals, but okay, where does this lead? You hear the dockyard below. My god, we are going places here. Okay, so the Rollermill leads down here. Interesting. Tolstad North is up here. That would be via this staircase, I would assume. Okay, let's just take a look. You know, we don't know where we have to go. There's a few things we can look at, and you know what? While we're here, before I forget to go through here, let's just do it now. Let's just do it now. This water lane view. Okay. Conquest by river, by land, by heart. Okay. You know, water lane seems like a large area, doesn't it? Water lane view. Tolstad all the way to Pillar Crossing. Okay. Okay. I think this is an area I should return to later. This is a whole new can of worms that I'm opening up, which the crab would of course be ecstatic about. But let's go back, explore the rest of the Rollermill. I thought it was maybe like one room or something that we would go to, but no, this is water lane. So I think it's better to not get too sidetracked right now. Of course, me immediately going back on what I said earlier. Who would have thunk it? You approach the ladder once more. A long way to climb. Let's climb the ladder. Thank the gods, you don't have to try so hard this time. You take the first step onto the ladder and then you are at the top of the ladder. Let's go. And there's a staircase too. Let's take a look up to the roof. Okay, interesting. Let's see what's going on the roof. Okay. Some smokestacks. Can I get past here? Thank you. Oh, what's this? A letter wedged in between some roof tiles. That's an unusual place. +1 strength, -2 wisdom, resistance note. A piece of paper stuck in between the roof tiles. Let's examine it. A handwritten note entitled Important Notice. To Resistance members of Tolstad. That sounds like a good organization. Let's read the note. Tonight's ting is cancelled. Meet up tonight on Water Lane instead. It's time to stop the chant. It's signed by R. The Chant? A locally produced newspaper by Asgal authors. Water Lane? You know what Water Lane is, don't be stupid. It's right down below. You know, the underground port. Largest port in the city. Closest path is probably through Pillar Crossing. What's this meeting? This evening, it seems. Oh, when's this meeting? Tonight should mean something like between between 7 p.m. and midnight or something. Right, interesting. Let's move on. Very, you should support these youngsters. No. You ever hear about a resistance now? Yeah, the Norvik Resistance or whatever. Minor organization, basically a bunch of human kids causing trouble. I only know of them because they wiped away some goblin, goblin, is that a typo? Goblin graffiti a couple of months ago. I went and talked with one of their moms, nice old lady in East Housing. After that, we didn't have any more trouble. Housing? A nickname for the housing district where the poors live. They're nationalists? Nationalists, I think. Bunch of boys. Human boys tend to lean nationalistic for certain reasons. Yes, obviously. Roll your eyes despite the fact that he cannot see it. Boys can be non-fascists. It's possible. It's possible. He shrugs. Sure, anything's possible. I'll stop looking now. Okay. Okay, the windmill was inspectable, but not from up here. So I will step outside for that. I don't think there's anything else I can do up here. At least it doesn't look like it. Yeah, that's all. Something with Darrow. We can't get here. We can't get there from here. So let's go back downstairs. And outside, I think with that, this specific building is basically done, except when I have to go back down there. Let's step outside. Though the time on the letter for when we could, you know, confront these people at Water Lane, something stuck in one of the Rollermill blades. Strange rod. Looking out over the ledge towards the Rollermill's blades, you see them spinning as per usual. Except in one of them there's something stuck. You see a rod. A fancy thing, decorated. How did it end up there? An esoteric event? What are you looking at? Oh! He mouths and stares at the same thing you were looking at. Looks like a rod? Weird. What the hell is that? Some type of magic item, perhaps? Maybe some kid threw it into the Rollermill blade. Oh, advantage? Wait, wouldn't it be dangerous to try and grab it? You could die, yes. But it might be worth it, maybe. Well, let's give it a shot. With advantage. Ah! You reach out, leaning as far as you can, and... No, wait! Cleric! Oh no. You missed the rod, but... in the process of falling, you landed right on the blade of the Rollermill. How did you even... Hold on and scream. Your voice echoes across the river. Beyond the water, on the ridge of an ancient passage of Jorian stone, stands a young girl. Next to her, her mother. The child points towards the Rollermill, exclaiming, "Mother, look, a cleric! He's riding the mill!" The mother responds with a sigh. Yes, yes, she tells her daughter. Come, we have to get home for supper. It's nearly midnight. What are you doing out there at this time? I just wanted the thing. I don't care. Just try to jump or something. Just do it at the right timing, okay? Okay, I can do that. What? The goblin cannot hear you when the wheel is turned away from him. Look, just do what I say. On the next spin, jump. Okay. Ah. You clench every muscle in your body and stare at the ledge, the opportunity. The mill blade spins up to the perfect point and... No, I can't do it. Your body does not listen, nor does your mind, lacking courage. It is shaking as the mill rolls past once more. Come on, you gotta do it. I really can't do it, feel hopeless. You can't just stay up there. Don't be a coward. Coward? The word rings in your head. Coward. Okay. There we go, that's better. The Rollermill spins and spins. Take a deep breath. Your arms clenching the side of the mill blade. Your opportunity slowly approaching. The goblin watches with trepidation and takes a deep breath. Takes a step back. Should I wait until I'm there? If it's for the sake of the animation, let's jump. You leap through the air. Far, but not far enough. Cleric! At least for a graceful landing. Grab the ledge. Ouch, D4. Your body slams against the hard wall. Your gloved hands clutching the ledge. You pull yourself up, rolling over the side. The goblin helps as well as he can. Okay, close one. You okay? Give him a thumbs up. Wheeze and spit through your helmet. Am I alive? Thumbs up. Good enough. As you stand up, you realize something falls to the ground. The rod. It lands with a thud on the stony walkway. Oh, when did you grab that? I'm not sure, but let's check it out. A movable rod. It's a hard wooden frame with fancy iron set pieces on each end. Along the handle is a button. However, it appears permanently pressed down on. Oh, it's an immovable rod. I've seen one of those before. I don't think it's supposed to move though, right? I mean, it's called immovable. Investigate. A quick swipe of your hand reveals its magical nature. The tingle. However, this item is clearly broken. Broken how? Try giving it to the goblin. Hand it over. The goblin grabs the rod. Let go. As you do, the goblin holds it alone. Yeah? It's really light. It's Esoteric, clearly. Try tossing it into the air. He shrugs. Okay. He tosses his hand up and the rod does not leave his palm. What? He mutters and tries to let go of the magic item. I can't. It's like I'm glued to it. What the hell? Here, take it back. The goblin hands it over to you without a problem. He looks perplexed. Try touching it against the ground. As you do, it gets stuck to the ground. Somehow. It's a broken immovable rod. It's a movable rod? Yes. Great name. Huh? Whatever object it touches last, the rod will be esoterically locked and aligned with. It cannot be moved once it touches an object unless it comes in contact with a second object. What constitutes an object in this case? A thing? Like a thing that's separate from another thing? So what can this be used for? Used? Oh, nothing. It's quite literally a useless stick. Really? Well, if used very carefully, it could be a bookend. You know how it works? It's stuck to one thing, and when it touches a new thing, it's stuck to that instead. To put it unscientifically, yes. When have I ever put anything scientifically? Don't answer that. Look, it's clearly useless, but now you know. Was it worth it? Move on. I mean, it's a cool stick. It's a very, very interesting stick. Those can never be bad. Right. Let's take a look at it. The movable rod gives me +1 dex. +1 dex, huh? Okay. I see. An unmovable magic rod. When you press the button, it's supposed to be stuck in place. Near unmovable by anything but incredible forces. This one's broken, however. The button is permanently pressed down, which causes the rod to be permanently stuck, but only to the last surface it touches. You can carry it around. It's kind of neat. +1 dex. Would it replace this one? Or would it replace one of those? Can I? Yes. Now my dex is a +2. And it didn't reduce anything down to a lower point, right? Yeah. Good. Good. That means it was useful and worth it. Okay. Oh, there was a question mark. A corner of Norwich still standing in the gate era. Okay. Can you behave normally? Oh, can we go across here? We can. Good. Let's go there. But faster. Thank you. And there's some cracks in the entire building. I mean, that's to be expected. Can we examine that? Dwarven stone, broken in half. Pure violence. Can we... We cannot go up there, okay. Darrow House, Tolstad Center, Pillar Road, Tolstad Field, Water Lane View, and Goblin Garden. A street sign, you can look at it. The wooden boards have faintly glowing lettering on them. Floating just an inch off the surface, the names of several locations are spelled out. A common type of magical ink creates permanent messages on any surface, until dispelled, of course. This appears to be the more advanced kind, with a magic mouth-like ability. It can react to your commands and reshape temporarily. The sixth message, however, is only painted onto the blank. Which way is Darrow House? The words reshape for a moment into up the temple slope and the golden stairs. Which way is Tolstad Center? Up the temple slope and through Toll's route. You do not have time to take a stroll around the entirety of Tolstad. Focus. Which way is Pillar Road? Down the temple steps. Just follow the massive pillar rising endlessly into the sky, and you'll find Pillar Road pretty easily. Which way is Tolstad Field? Down the temple steps, across the circle square. the local park. We've been there, yeah? Which way is Water Lane View? Down the temple steps, across the circle square, through the garden tunnel, over the pillar crossing. Takes a while to get there. Most commuters take one of the wood bridges. Which way is Goblin Garden? The painted letters on the blank do not reshape into a guided message. If we could afford that fancy magic ink, I'd say downstairs, over grass, into tunnels, glory to Sageleaf, probably. Clear and concise. Good sign. Okay. Let's see. Can't interact with the statue here. Let's quickly take a look at the map. We are now here, so that would be Tolstad North up here. I think I would first like to take a look at the rest of the bridge down there, so because that seems area-wise kind of like the earlier locations we've been to. But we can take a look at the question marks. Old symbol of an old regime. Okay. Come on, let me take a look at the question mark. The Great Purge of Norvik. Okay, and that would be an entrance of some kind. Ah, the pillar rises. Good, good, good. Okay. Oh, there's definitely something in there. A trash receptacle, mostly stacked with old scenes. Oh, a cardamom treat. Lovely. You reach into the bin and pull out a somewhat intact cardamom treat. No, do not. You did not just... Let me get this clear. You find yourself out on Pillar Road. You see a cardamom treat in the bin. It's been out there for gods know how long. And you think to yourself, what the hells, I'll just eat some trash. Calm down, it's not trash. Rationalize eating trash. It is done. You're too late. Hold up your prize and smile. Listen, man, maybe you don't know exactly what's going on here in this world of ours, but you don't need to lower yourself this way. Correct. A man does not need to consume garbage. Unless it's very tasty garbage. Taking stuff is great, but you can't just take a half-eaten pastry out of the trash, man. The goblin glares at you. Rationalize eating trash. Ignore the voices, they don't control you. Oh, ignore the voices. Okay, anything else around here? There's the pillar kiosk. Is this a door we can enter? I mean, at this time of day, a lot of things will probably be closed anyways, so we might have to come back. But can't hurt to have a look. This crate has something in it. A shard of jaw. That's always useful. And a bag. A sack full of cement. There's something else in it too. A garden apple and some coins in a sack of cement. Sure, why not? It's D&D loot logic, you know, what can I say? Okay, there's a lot of water down there. Let's take a look at this. A satchel, it looks greasy. Oily instructions. What do those oily instructions have to say? A page of hard-to-read text titled A Gnome's Starter Guide to Esoteric Memorization. You hold up the paper, finding it to actually be a torn-out page of a book. The name in the margin suggests the book is called A Gnome's Starter Guide to Esoteric Memorization. Read it, it's quite lengthy. The goblin leans in over your shoulder and reads it as well. The first step to understanding esoteric memorization is understanding the underlying powers at play. Jaw's strings stretch across his coast, invisible to the eye, yet connected to all things living and dead. A spell is simply a set of rules you must follow in order to manipulate those strings into an esoteric effect. Yet those rules are themselves esoteric in nature. As such, most wizards will find it impossible to remember more than a handful of spells at a time. Keep reading. This is the big divide between cantrips and actual spells, as cantrips are both easy to remember and will not consume a spell slot. Spell slots are the common representation of how many spells of each level a caster is able to perform without rest. As a gnome, you are naturally gifted in the art of illusion magic. Other schools will be more difficult to memorize. A suggested harmless spell to use in training is the first level spell Grease. To increase your chances at memorization, attempt to cast it at least 2 times per day. In the margins, there is a handwritten note that you managed to spot. It's written hastily and bold, like the author really wanted to hype themselves up. It says, "Every evening and every lunch break at work, remember, you can do it." Oh no. The goblin leans out over the ridge, looking down the river. Damn. Poor gnome. How mysterious. You should try to figure out what happened here. Let's see. There's a grease stain on the bridge. It must mean something, but what? Come on. There we go. Ah. Yes. The gnome cast grease and then slipped off the side of the bridge, falling down into the water. Yes, that was quite obvious. Intensely dangerous. Let's learn the spell anyways. You quickly memorize the piece of paper. That's something at least. Yeah. Let's take a look at the spell book. How it will work exactly in this game, you know. Should be first level, right? Yes. Okay. First level conjuration. Casting time 1 action. Category arcane, range 60 feet. Components, visual, somatic, and material, a bit of pork rind or butter. Duration, situational, up to 1 minute. Slick grease covers the ground in a 10-foot square centered on a point within range and turns it into a low friction, difficult terrain for the duration. Could be helpful in combat. Maybe it gives like enemies disadvantage on like attacks because they have to try not to slip or something. I don't know how it's gonna work here if enemies can fall prone or something. We haven't really had that much combat yet, and it's not really traditional D&D combat anyways, so you know it's hard to say. Okay, so that was, hey, I mean we learned a spell, that's good. Oh, question mark. You can see the apartment from here across the river. It's a wide ass river. Okay. Anything else around here? Okay, this side of the bridge doesn't seem to be that populous. We can go through here. And that leads back over to the other side. Yeah, this is a shortcut of sorts. Okay. I mean, that's not bad. We explored a bunch of things now. And I suppose either water lane or like north would be next. Yeah, Tolstad North or Waterlane View should be the next places I look at. But I think I can't record any longer than this today because you know I have some things to do afterwards and I can feel my voice already, so I shouldn't, you know, force things that wouldn't be good. So yeah, next time, either Tolstad North or Waterlane View, I will decide in the moment what I want to do. So until then, thank you very much for watching, and goodbye.